So hello students, today we'll start our new chapter, that is chapter 3, synthetic fibers and plastics. So before starting this chapter, I would like to give you a brief idea about this chapter. This is not a new chapter. In class 6 and 7 you have read the same thing. This is just a continuation of the previous chapter. In class 6 you have read what are fibers and what are natural fibers. Inside natural fiber in 6 you have learned the plant fibers such as your cotton and jute in detail. Then in class 7 you have learned about animal fibers such as wool, silk, and in this section, that is in class 8, you will learn the synthetic, that is the man-made fibers. So the composers have divided the chapter or the content in 3 different classes: class 6 basic, class 7 more advanced, and then class 8 the utmost advanced one. So with the previous knowledge we will discuss your present chapter. So let us give a quick revision. So what are fibers? Fibers are tiny red thread. You can consider these are small tiny thread using which fabrics are made. So what are fabric? Fabric are cloths. For example, these are small fibers. Okay, thread. These are small threads. Using these some cloths can be made using threads, using fibers. So fibers are small threads or long threads which are thin in size. Or then using this thread you can make different fabrics. Fabric means cloth. So based upon the origin there are different type of fibers such as natural fiber which you obtain directly from plant or animal, then synthetic or man-made, that is which human being have developed in company or in scientific laboratory for better use, okay, which have some better quality than the natural one. Then comes the mixed one. So what is mixed one? Using synthetic and natural they are developing one more advanced type. But in your class 8 book the mixed part they have omitted. They have just kept these two part, natural and synthetic. So we'll go with this. So let's begin today's class. Fibers and their types. Okay, what are fibers? We know in our everyday life, we from morning to night, whenever from starting from our birth and until our death, what do? We use clothes, not only for wearing shirt, pant, this type of clothes, for different purpose. For example, sleeping, we need a bed. In bed we have bed sheet. Okay, in our house we have table cover. Then our door covers, different things we have. Okay, so we use clothes from the birth to the death. So we need to know from where these clothes are being developed and what is the process of developing and what are the different types of cloth. So in general, if I ask you, can you answer what are the different types of cloth? I know you can answer as, sir, we have cotton cloth, we have silk cloth, then we have cloth made up of wool. Okay, there are different types you can answer. Synthetic clothes, these are some common clothes or type of clothes which you use in our daily day life. In our home we have cotton bed sheet, our mother wears silk sari, then we have sweater made up of wools, then your synthetic sarees are also there. So these are common, we all know. So we'll learn how this happens and what are different types. So fabrics are made from fibers. So fabric means the cloths. Cloths means fabric. So fabrics are made from fibers. This is just from the thread like material. The cloths are made. We all know. Probably some of you have seen the preparation of cloths in television or in local area. Also you have seen that some Assamese people or some Manipuri people still today they prepare their own in a common language. You call it as gamcha. So there is a towel in our common language you call as gamcha. Some Manipuri people or some Assamese people still today they make their own clothes. So you can have, I guess some of you have seen in television or in real life. So what are fibers? Fibers are long, strong and flexible thread like material. So what are fiber? If question comes you have to answer as fibers are long. So fiber will be long, they will be strong and flexible thread like material. You know, in your cloth if one thread comes out, if you pull it out it will be a long thread. So you can say fibers are long, then it should be strong, otherwise your cloth will tear, your clothes will damage. So fibers will be strong enough and flexible. if you are wearing a shirt, for example, if you are wearing this shirt, okay, this is shirt, for example, you are wearing shirt and pant, and this shirt is hard like stone or iron, then you won't feel comfortable. You need to flex, you need to move your hand, legs, so the cloth needs to be flexible. So the cloth is not hard, it is flexible, that is you can move the cloth in any direction. Okay, this is why after washing what we do, to soak water we just flexible, move it flexibly, okay, to remove all the water from it. So cloth is also flexible, and we know it is thread like material, all fibers are thread like material. This is why using this we can prepare clothes. So in general there are three types of fiber. One is your natural fiber, one is your synthetic, that is man-made fiber which you made, and third one is your mixed type. You have read this type in class 6 and 7, but for class 8 this type is not required. Okay, we'll go with this major types, that is natural fibers and synthetic fibers. So what are natural fibers? I already explained, the fibers which we directly obtain from plants or animals, that is natural source. Plants are not created by you and animals are also not created by you, these are directly we are getting from nature, these are created by God. So these are natural source, so we call them as natural fibers. From plant what we got or what we get cotton from plant, okay, and jute also. Using cotton, you know, there are different uses of cotton, and jute also, I know most of you know the uses. Jute is used for making jute bag, and then for making your threads. Then animal fiber, this example I guess all of you know, you use wool for different purpose, for making winter clothes, for making mats, then different purposes use are there. Then silk also for making clothes such as silk sari, silk shirt, the different use of this. So these are the natural fibers, but in our this chapter we will mainly focus on this type. And remember, this is not easy, okay. Synthetic, you know, humans, whatever human have developed so far, nothing is simple. The discoveries human made makes the life of human beings simple, but the technique is not simple. For example, if I tell you electricity, human have developed electricity, isn't it? Human beings discovered electricity. Now electricity is making our life simple. Without electricity our life will be dark at night, but this electricity is making our life simple. But look at the technology, is it too easy? Can you make a bulb in your home? You can't, because it is, the technique is very complicated, but the outcome is simple. So what human did, they developed some techniques from which we get some good cloths, such as silk, not silk, the synthetic cloths. Okay, there are different nylon cloths, nylon thread, nylon fiber. Okay, there are different type of fibers and fabrics which comes under this synthetic or this man-made group. It is man-made. Try to get my point. The things which human developed are useful for us. These things makes our life simple, but the technique is really difficult. So you need to be very attentive. Otherwise, these things are, if you be attentive in class, this thing will be easy. But if you just ignore these things, then during exam you will find difficulties in these things. Okay, just be attentive. Take these things as a story. Whatever I am saying, take this as a story, and I know it will really help you. So natural fibers already explained, I am still explaining. Fibers obtained from plants and animals are called natural fibers. Okay, cotton and jute and linen are examples of plant fibers, and wool and silk are examples of animal fibers. Okay, now what is synthetic? So mark this. From now we'll discuss everything about synthetic in this chapter. Okay, fibers obtained through different chemical processes in the industries are called human made or synthetic fiber. So where human will make fiber, obviously not at home. We will have big industries, but in big industries what will happen, people will use some different chemicals and other components, and using these, and they will give these chemicals to some big machines, and these machines will make the fibers. So what are synthetic fibers? Fibers obtained through different chemical processes will be there. in industries, not in home, in industries are called human made or synthetic. Okay, human made or synthetic both are same. Synthetic fibers are prepared using raw materials of petroleum origin called petrochemicals. So how these are made? These are made using the raw materials of petroleum origin called petrochemicals. So what are raw materials? First you need to know. For example, if I want to build a building, what I will need? I will need cement, rod, then water, then sand, then stone. Okay, these are what? These are raw materials. Similarly, if I want to make synthetic fibers, then what are the things I will require? These are known as raw material. Okay, the first raw material is petroleum, is of petroleum origin. Okay, that means we'll get it from some petroleum linked things. It is coming from petroleums. Okay, petroleum, you know, diesel, petrol. These are what? These are natural gas, petroleum. Okay, these are type of gas which these are natural. These are all of natural origin, petroleum origin. So this is also a petroleum origin, and it is known as petrochemicals. This is petroleum in addition with chemicals, petrochemicals. Okay, then next they are saying this rayon, nylon and terylene are some human made or synthetic fibers. So they are given some examples. We'll learn all in detail. As of now, just remember the examples. What are these examples? Rayon, nylon, these terms you know, nylon, rayon term, and terylene are some human made or synthetic fibers. So they have given three names, examples. In this chapter, okay, I already told we will learn in detail about these things, what are their use, their characters, and their details, manufacturing process and all, whatever is there. So before going to each type in detail, we need to learn what are the nature of this synthetic fiber. Okay, we can learn everything, but basic is important. So now we will learn what is the nature of these synthetic fibers. So before going to the text part, just do some small activity which will help you to understand these things. For example, take this example. Okay, in your home you have seen your mother or sister wearing some necklace like this, which are made of small these balls, small balls are there. Okay, that is the beads. In this case it is called as beads. This type of small balls, for example white ball, and consisting of all these balls the necklace is formed. And now think of this example. Similarly, if I give you some pin, you know these pins, these are college paper pin, they are used for adjusting paper pin. So you can make a long chain using small pins. Or if I give you safety pins, you all know safety pin, you all know safety pins. Okay, if I give you 10 safety pin, what you can do, joining one with other, you can make a long chain. This is clear. So this is a basic technique used in making your sorry for the interruption, boys. So what I was discussing. Okay, so if I give you 10 safety pin, and if I tell you make a long chain, can you make? Yes, you can. We will connect one safety pin with the other and you will make a long chain. So can you think something like, okay, what they are doing in industry, in fabric industry, what they are doing, synthetic fiber, they are joining one chemical with other chemical, they are making long threads. Okay, joining one chemical with other chemical and making long threads, and this will now known as synthetic fiber. They will use these long threads for making cloths. Okay, so this is a basic example. You can try this at home. For example, you can take 12 paper chips, join them together to make a long chain. In both this example, for example in case of this necklace example, this paper clip example, this safety pin example, or your paper chips example is example. Okay, what you are doing, a large number of beads or chips are joined together to form a long chain. So beads of paper clips or smaller units are joined together to form a large unit. Okay, the smaller units are called monomers and the larger units are called polymers. So here lies the point. Okay, so till now what we are doing, we are joining small units to make a long chain. So this each unit, for example here one pin or here one ball or here out of 10 safety pin, one safety pin out of 10 is known as a monomer. Mono means one, and whenever this monomers, that is each unit one, for example one ball, all are joining together to form a long chain. The long chain is known as polymer. So this technique of polymer is used for making synthetic fibers. I guess today the things will be more easier to you because I have prepared the session in such a way that you will I have discussed the session, or I have designed the session in such a way that you can get more knowledge out of it. Okay, so I am focusing more on the content, so try to get it. If any doubt, then ask me, no problem. So far I guess it is clear. So for if I give you 10 safety pin, you join 10 and make one long chain. You have these safety pins, then one safety pin out of this 10 is known as the monomer. Mono means one, and if you consider the 10 that is long chain together, it is known as poly. Poly means more than 2 or 3, known as polymer. So that this is known as polymer chain, and this technique of joining small and making long chain is used in synthetic fibers. So now let us learn nature of synthetic fiber. Okay, basic is clear. Now we'll learn the main part. A polymer is very large unit formed by the combination of large number of smaller molecules called monomers joined to end by chemical bonds. Now what polymer? Okay, so what they are saying is, we know the basics, so we can relate it. What is polymer? Polymer is a large unit. Obviously we know, if you consider this chain of balls. Okay, see this example, or I am drawing again in here. This chain made up of balls, and what we are doing, this is large unit. Initially one ball was small, but we are joining 10, 100, 2000, 5000 balls. So this is now a large unit, large number of. Okay, how it is formed? By joining small units. Okay, each small unit is known as your monomer, and all together this long chain is known as your polymer. Okay, just now I will explain same thing here also, but what is the change? I have already told in synthetic fibers how human beings are developing this in industry using chemicals reaction. Okay, petroleum based chemical, just now I have explained. So instead of thread, in our case what we are using for making necklace, or from what we are using thread, but here what we will use to join these two small monomers, we will use some chemical bonds. Okay, now here comes the application of chemistry, and this is why these are made in industry. If it is like necklace, so people will develop this synthetic cloth at home, but they are not using thread. Okay, they are using chemical reactions, chemical bonds. So these are need to be developed in the industries. So read this definition carefully. This may come in your exam. What is a polymer? Polymer is a very large unit. Okay, formed by the combination of larger number of smaller molecules called monomers. Okay, joined end to end by chemical bonds. I have explained. The word polymer came from the Greek word poly, means many, and mer means repeating units. So what is the from where this word came? This word came from the Greek language. Okay, in Greek language, poly means many. So poly means, whenever you see polymer, remember poly means many, there will be more. Okay, and mer, what is the meaning of mer? Repeating unit. That means if I am joining 10 balls, 5 balls, it will be A type, it will be A type, it will be A, it will be A. It will never be like A, B, C, D, E. Okay, it will never be like this. All will be of same type. That is, repeating units all will be same. One is repeating again and again. So what is polymerization now? Polymerization is a process of joining together large number of small molecules, monomers, to form a very large molecule, polymer. So what is polymerization? The process in which we joining small molecules. Okay, this is known as polymerization. Now this is the last part, and this is a bit tricky. Try to get it. Natural fibers are also polymers. Cotton fibers is a polymer made of cellulose. It is made up of the glucose monomers. Okay, so they are saying this natural fibers, not only synthetic. Now people can blame, okay, you are making synthetic fibers in industry, that means you are using polymer technology, there may be some harmful thing. common things people will come, or why we are developing these things in natural fiber using some other technique, why we are using this technique. So the scientist or the person who have developed this synthetic fiber technique, they are telling this that no, we are not only using this technique, natural fiber is also using the same technique. Synthetic fiber, we are not different, we are using the same technique but in a different way. So they are giving the example of natural fibers. So natural fibers are also polymers. That means natural fiber use small units to make big unit. Okay, cotton fiber is a polymer made up of cellulose. Okay, cotton fiber is made up of cellulose. You know, in plant stored food is cellulose. That means from cellulose something will be formed. It is made up of, no, sorry, my mistake, it's not a cellulose is stored food. Okay, I have done a mistake. Cotton fibers in stored food is starch. My mistake, sorry. So let us discuss from here again. Cotton fibers is a polymer made up of cellulose. So in plant, in cotton plant, the fibers are made up of the cellulose chemical. Okay, how the cellulose is made? When a number of glucose unit will join together. See, 1 glucose, 2 glucose, 3, 4, and they are going through the process of polymerization. What is polymerization? The process in which reaction happens and these small units joined together is known as polymerization. The result is known as polymer and the process is known as polymerization. Okay, so they are adding certain number of glucose and forming the single unit is a polymer unit, is cellulose. Okay, which is known as the cotton. Okay, so cotton is nothing but a polymer which is made up of cellulose. So now they are saying this, after explaining this natural, the synthetic is justifying itself and saying this. Okay, so we are following the natural. So similarly, so as nature is doing, so we can also do. Similarly, nylon is prepared by polymerization of amide molecules. So how nylon is prepared? Instead of this glucose in nylon, they will use amide acid. It is one amide acid, then next amide acid, then third, then fourth, then ultimately they will get the nylon. Okay, similar process, just the name here, glucose, in place of glucose amide molecules will come. Okay, then in place of this again amide, in place of this again amide, polymerization will be same. Then here the final result will be, in place of cellulose it will be your nylon. Cotton, in place of cotton it will be your nylon. Okay, so this is the overall idea of nature of synthetic fibers. So go through this. This is a bit tricky. If you don't understand, ask me, but I'll suggest you, if in one shot it will not be clear. So after watching once, if you have doubt, then again watch the video, and after twice go and read your book, and then come to me, ask your doubts, I'll solve all your doubts. So this is for today. In our next class we will discuss the remaining part. Thank you.